1, 2, 3. Harold and Brad. Windy City Filmmakers. Harold and Brad. Windy City Filmmakers. Harold and Brad. Da, 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 da.
Three, two, one. What's going on, y'all? Brad Stevens here for another edition of the Harold and Brad Windy City Filmmakers podcast. HD, what's going on, brother?
What's up, B? Ready to get it kicking, boy. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. So we're back.
We back, man. And we have a very special guest, a real special guest. I've been knowing this dude the better part of my life. We grew up in the same neighborhood, on the same block. The very talented Jess Write is with us. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? Good to see you, man. I'm doing good. How's everything going with you?
I can't complain.
So when you say way back, how old were y'all? Like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10?
Yeah.
Back in the day. Yeah. No doubt.
Like that.
No question, man. So like the first question we always ask people is a two-parter, and it's what's your connection to Chicago and what kind of art do you create?
Okay. Well, I grew up in the city, you know, I was born on 68th and Evans, right there off Cottage Grove. Then I don't get my age, but back in the day, we moved to 105th and Calumet. And so grew up in the Roseland area. And so that's my connection to the city.
Wow. And, that's interesting. Because I spent a large part of my childhood right on 77th and Dobson, Grand Crossing area, which is right up there off Cottage Grove and things like that. And then I used to have a house on 107th and Union over there.
Yeah, I know what exactly where you at.
Yeah.
So that's my connection to Chicago, man. South Side all day.
Right. And what kind of art do you create?
I'm a musician that's my first thing in regards to the art is being a musician. And so the type of art I create is inspirational love music, man, R&B music, man, that good stuff we grew up on, like in the late 80s, 90s. You know, that good music, man, heavy content, strong instrumentation, because I am a musician. And so, yeah, man, just that good solid, that's the art, that's the type of art I create, man. Just that stuff for your soul, man, feels good.
Any other instruments that you're playing to or have played?
Yeah. On my whole album, man, I'm piano and drums. I started out on the drums as a kid, like 4 years old. Started taking piano lessons at the Evangelical on Vincennes back in the day. And but I got kicked out of there because I wouldn't stay in there. So I kept going in the drum room. So they kicked me out. It's like, you gotta go. So
you already knew though. You knew.
Yeah, that's how I started, yeah.
Yeah. So did you play high school?
That's the thing, man. I really didn't play. I was always asked to get in like the marching band and stuff. I never did it. You know, I don't know, man. I just thought that wasn't cool or something. I don't know, man. Them uniforms was corny to me.
Hey, they really were, because, I was in the high school band over at Hirsch. Yeah, I used to play trumpet. And I wanted to play in grammar school when I saw the band when I was in 5th. I was like, I want to do that. And so finally I got into a band class in 8th grade, but the guy only came maybe twice that whole year. I'm like, when I got to high school, first thing I knew, I wanted to get in the band and play trumpet. And I did. And so I did that all 4 years.
Still playing? You still playing?
No. I did play. I have to say, I did play with the All City Concert Band and the All City Jazz Band my junior and senior year, and went up to Northern and played in the marching band up there my freshman year. So yeah, I did have a great time, but I'm acting now.
Okay.
I didn't see myself making a mint playing the trumpet because I didn't like to practice. I didn't like to practice. Yeah.
Right.
record right here.
So you have a new album, man, Vibes and Roseland. What was the inspiration for the album? Where did it come from?
Well, of course, the name. The name is from the area I grew up in. So the vibes is just, man, you know, growing up in the South Side, man, you know, it's like you've seen so much, but it was bad and good. But, you know, I took a lot of the good, you know, people riding down the street with the radios on back in the day when people used to go to the park and have picnics. You know, they had the, you know, the music on, a lot of different music was playing. Kids playing baseball in the street, basketball in the alley. You know, it's like, it's just a vibe. It was just, back then we didn't use the word vibe, but it was a vibe we had. You know, it was like sitting on the porch, you know, with the boombox radio.
Right.
You know, all of that stuff, man. It's like, so that's pretty much the nature of the album. And it's a love-based album, relationship-based album. And so, you know, a strong adult content, you know, with just a good feeling album, man. And so that's kind of like what the album is about. But yeah, the name came just from growing up in Roseland, man, just vibes connecting to the vibes, just you know, I grew up with.
And the feel that I'm getting from you listening is like Will Smith's Summertime, and not particularly your music, but the words that you're saying now, the vibe, you know, summer magic and all of that stuff. It seems like that's what you're interested in creating. Now, I have a question. When did you develop your vocals? You know, I've always had pipe dreams of being a singer. Back when I was 9 years old, I had my friends come to the basement. I says, "Watch this," and I opened my mouth and started singing and thought I was jamming. And then when I finished, I looked at them. I was like, "How was that?" They just it was crickets. And I was like, that was when I realized I couldn't sing, which obviously could have been developed, but at that moment I was like struck. I was like,
right.
But where did you develop your vocals, your vocal ability?
Well, you know what, man, I just started singing like 5 years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I started.
Wow.
Yeah, I just started, man. It was like the music. So real quick, I was going back and forth from Chicago to LA.
Okay.
Working, writing, and producing. I produced Dave Hollister, maybe 5 or 6 songs of Dave Hollister's Book of David album. I was working with Keith Harris on the Black Eyed Peas. So I was just back and forth from Chicago to LA. And that was cool. But then after a while, it was like a drought in the music industry in regards to placing music on artists. Because a lot of the artists, the money changed. So they wasn't really hiring outside producers. They was basically working with artists in their camps. So if you was an artist and you had, you know, producers around you or guys that was trying to produce, it made sense for you to work with those producers because either you had rights to their publishing or they was already in the camp. So it made no sense to go hire people and spend more money when you're not making that much money because the game changed with streaming. And
right.
So the game just changed. So I had to figure out a way to stay actively in the music. And a friend of mine was like, "Yo, bro, you should sing." And I'm like, "Dude, get out of here." And I always hum because I would have to write the music for the artist. So I was always humming, but I wasn't singing. You know what I mean? So
I can be around a bunch of people, and that's cool.
Dude, I just said, forget it. Some crazy idea, right? I booked the Elbow Room on Lincoln Avenue in Lincoln Park.
I remember that.
Right.
I remember that, yeah.
I charged $20. Dude, I never performed in front of people ever in my life. No one really knew this. Like, yo, this dude he must be dope. He charging $20 at the Elbow Room.
Yeah.
I booked the club and man, you know, I stunk it up. I mean, it wasn't really, you know, kind of stunk it up a little bit, but hey, you know, that was my start.
Man,
wow.
I love that story, man. I like that courageousness to say, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna jump into the deep end of the pool. Here we go. You know,
yes, sir.
I love that energy, man. Like, you know, with the advent of technology, you know, being able to shoot your own videos, so on and so forth, is it more challenging to break into the music industry or easier? How do you feel?
I think it's that's a good question, bro. I think it's kind of twofold. Like the cool part about it is you don't have all the red tape. Like me and you could record a song tonight and the world can get it tonight. You know what I mean? So that's cool. Now here's the downfall. It's 5 million people thinking the same thing.
Yes.
So it's like downtown traffic in the summertime, the Taste of Chicago at 4:00 in the afternoon. You know what I mean? Like,
and the Chicago Marathon.
yeah, and it's a marathon and a Taste at the same time. You know, it's like that traffic is bananas, right? So that's the challenge, is finding your lane, not only finding your lane, getting in your lane and establishing yourself in your lane to the point where people can take notice, even you being in your lane while it's traffic. So, you know, that's the challenge. But yeah, man, it's just different. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you know, like what you mentioned about videos and things of that nature, that's a lot cheaper. But again, you know, you have to really be really secure about what you're doing and who you are, because technology and the internet, you see 5,000 artists a day, 10,000 artists a day just on social media posting music, So it's like, and everybody got, you know, a short attention span. So you gotta grab them, you know what I mean, real quick, or you won't have a career. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference, man. It's good on one hand, but it's bad on the other. So you just gotta find your lane and find your groove, and be true to you. And there's an audience for everybody, I believe. You know, you just gotta find it.
That's the magic question. But first, I wanted to back up and say that was your secret. I need to learn how to hum first. but yeah. That's the magic question to the magic answer. How do we attract the people to come to our lane in this vast ocean of talented people? There's a lot of talent out there. I'm hearing songs over here and hearing rappers over here, and I'm like, they are great. Who are they? Where did they come from? I mean, the lyrics, the vocals, the voice, tight. How do we get people into our lane and to experience our music and experience us, and then go out and share and buy and help get us in the ear of the people who could potentially finance bigger projects and opportunities?
Mm-hmm. Well, me personally, to that, and that's a great question. Me personally, I would encourage any artist like myself. What I do is, you got to be okay with spending your own money. That's number one. Number two, you got to be okay with not having a team. People always talk about, you need a team, but you say team, no one is going to work with you for free. You know, you might get like a cousin, but he's not going to be 100. He's not going to be 100%. He's going to be late. He's going to be lethargic. So you don't want that. You might get a homie from, you know, the neighborhood, but it's like, after a while, no money is involved. People going to lose interest. So as an artist, you have to really do your work. Like, you're going to have to be the photographer, the makeup person, videographer, the songwriter, but you're going to have to wear all those hats and really push. Because if it's something you're passionate about, you ain't gonna have no problem with doing it. You know what I mean? And so you got to really do that. And then you got to, like, as your artist, perform. Artists, you have to perform. Like, you have to perform. There's no way around it. Like, I have a show December 4th at Blue 26, a show that I'm putting on, but I'm always performing. I'm always in front of people. You know what I mean? And so don't wait on no promoter. Don't wait on nobody no one is going to call you. Like, if you're a new artist, no one's calling you, bro. Like, no one's going to call you. You're going to have to create your own smoke, your own fire, your own heat. And be true to who you are as an artist and as an audience for you.
Man, I love that. I'm sorry. I love that, man, because it's like, to your point, nobody's going to love your baby as much as you do. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nobody's going to love as much as you do. And I like that idea. Like, Harold and I had a podcast. We've done like a number of short films. And it's like, we're still auditioning, so on and so forth. But it's like, you know what? We're doing our shit, continually doing our stuff, and getting to the point where you just making so much noise that maybe people find, oh, look at what so-and-so is doing. But you're not dependent upon somebody to put you on, that you're always in the mindset of putting yourself on. You know, I love that mentality. You got to have that mentality.
And that leads right to this question that I was about to ask. So is it putting out one song that is the best that could ever possibly be, or keep putting out songs that could potentially be the best that there possibly be? Quantity compared to quality, how would that work with what you're doing?
I think it depends on the artist. I've been blessed that I can write all. I got 24 songs on my album. 24. All 24 I wrote. All 24 I produced. All 24 I mixed and mastered. So in my case, I'm kind of like an old school artist. Like, you know, a lot of the older artists, they would write and produce their own stuff. You know, your Stevie Wonders, your Prince, you know, Nina Simone, like they would do their own thing. They would write and produce their own stuff. So in my case, my situation is a little different than most. Most people that can't, you know, they can't do their own thing, and I'm not knocking it, but if you can't, then you got to do what your budget allow you to do. That's 2 songs, 3 songs, an EP, or whatever the case may be. Then you do that. But in my case, I can produce my own thing. So I could put an album out every 3 months, full album. It don't matter. I put an album out every week if I wanted to. But I think quality is always important.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's always important. But again, if you're not able to get to those type of resources where you can produce that type of, because let me just say this too, is like, and I discourage artists from doing this, is that like buying beats online. That's another thing that kills your quality, is that, and the reason why I say that is because a lot of times them instrumentations, they're not catered to your artistry. So you're trying to create inside of this box that's not created for you. You know what I mean? Versus hiring a producer, spend some money, hire a producer, sit in a room and create music that's catered to your artistry. It'll carry over better.
Ooh la la. Yeah.